So we want to, appreciate everyone for being on this call tonight. Um, I want to sincerely appreciate you out of your busy to attend this webinar. So if you could hear me, kindly please send in your emoji, any favorite of your emoji, please, if you can hear me. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So without wasting much of our time, we'll be starting our webinar this evening. So, but before we start, I would like to talk about Feast. Feast has, put this all together, has put this webinar together, and it is not a one-time thing. So it is once in every month that we'll be having this webinar, so as to bring, people in the food industry that has the experience, to come and talk to vendors, food operators, how you could scale your business and that. So thank you very much. So once again, so without wasting much of our time, I would like to go straight into it. I would like to introduce our first speaker tonight. Um, our first speaker tonight is Mr. Samuel O. Afadapo. He's an hospitality professional and operational manager with a proven track record of transforming restaurants' performance through systems, strong leaderships, and a deep commitment to customer experience. With over 7 years of on experience, he has led teams, optimized operations, and driven growth across multiple restaurant brands in Lagos. In his current role as a sales and operational manager at My Food by Ida, he improves service efficiency, developing talent, and use practical strategies to solve everyday business challenges. So, with your favorite emoji, can we make welcome Mr. Samuel Afadapo? So, thank you very much, sir, for joining us. You can unmute your mic now and speak, sir.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Um, so, thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. Um, I've not had the opportunity to do something like this before, but we all learn one step at a time. Okay, without wasting our time, the food industry has been from inception goes as far back as old. But I'll just try to give us a brief history of the phases that the hospitality industry as a whole, or the food space as a whole. I mean, I think that word hospitality was newly coined, but for long it was known as the food space. Um, I mean, the first use of the word fast food or restaurant was used in 1950s, and this was with the advent of McDonald's and Pizza Hut. Some of us will know them because they are international brands. And so speed first. After that, we now had the other phase would now be the COVID-19 phase, which was between 2020 and 2023. And this particular event signaled a change in the dynamics of food business. A lot of us prior would have known food business to just be canteens beside our houses and on our street. There was no formal way of doing this kind of business. So we had the likes of Mr. Biggs, we had the likes of Tantalizer, Sweet Sensation, to mention a few. But as we saw it, those kind of businesses over time phased out because customer demands shifted, and it was imperative for business owners and individuals to fill in those spaces. And so the pandemic came with its own style of, or came with its own demands, which bettered new style of service. I don't know if a lot of us know what ghost kitchens are. If anybody knows, please, you can just signal so at least I can know. Okay. Okay, some people know, some people don't know. Okay, so basically, ghost kitchens are kitchens that you cannot walk into. You basically just have like a menu online, and people place orders to you through either Instagram or WhatsApp. You don't have a walk-in or physical location. You strictly do online deliveries. Yeah. Um, so this pandemic in 2020 slash 2019 slash 2020 bettered these new kitchens. It was also during this period that Glovo launched in Nigeria. It was also during this period that Eve After Dark launched their operations. Eve After Dark is a full remote kitchen. It's also called remote kitchen. And basically, they take orders all day round and they don't have a walk-in or dining space. Yeah. Um, so that's that about that. So fast forward to 2026, um, new developments have come, AI have come. It is expected that business. Okay, so I'll just even give the instance of um, I think a sweet sensation. I read last week that they are trying to bring in new investors to help boost the business because that model that they used to practice is no longer in vogue and is not up to the taste of people. Menus have changed. So before, many people here can testify that it was basically colored rice. It was basically colored rice that these guys were serving. And a lot of people now have options of having proteins and wonderful condiments in their meals. And all of these have changed because customer demand is changing. And it is good that we observe these trends and fit ourselves into them because these are the things that will basically keep us in business. I'm using us now because I'm also in this space. Um, so, I mean, we're in 2020 now. What do we do differently? And how basically do we scale our businesses to meet present demands? Like I said prior, um, what's it called? Ghost kitchens and virtual kitchens are the one of the in things. These are one of the easiest ways to start out for people that are looking to venture into the restaurant space. So it's not compulsory you have all the money. It's not compulsory you have all the funds because another challenge that a lot of people face is that they're thinking of all the equipment that they have to buy, all the things that they need to get in place before they open. I'll just use my boss, Yobabasi, as an example. Um, she, for the longest, was, in fact, she broke out because of COVID-19. For the longest, she was doing her business from her home. And basically, it was just a subscription service where you say, okay, for so number of days in a week, I want to order this, and this. You can create a menu for me and serve me this every time of the week. And that was what basically sustained her through COVID. And I think a lot of people also benefited from that in their different uh, small businesses. And so sorry. So it's basically stemmed from that. Fast forwarding, so the idea now is for us to shift our focus from the food because yes, I think I don't think anybody can quantify the number of menus that they can possibly get now compared to what it used to be. There are so many types of creations that people have invented different kind of recipes, different kind of menus, and I think it is high time people switch to proactive measures towards customers. So instead of a food focused business where the business is basically thinking what menu do I need to create. Instead, we should be thinking what's innovative activities or practices should I introduce into my business to make me stand out and basically generate revenue? Um, so prior to the advent of COVID-19, it was basically impossible for people to order online, or was not a trend in itself. So WhatsApp came, Instagram came, and TikTok, and it made people very comfortable ordering from their houses, from basically wherever they were. Prior to that, people would have to drive down to restaurants, queue up, and then stay hours longer than their break periods and all. But now, with the advent of technology, internet, and all, we've been able to reduce foot traffic into the restaurants, which in itself is not a bad thing, so long as you are converting it to sales online. And it is said that about 50 to 70% of restaurants take their orders on WhatsApp. I believe the other 30 to 50% should probably be shared amongst Instagram and TikTok. I don't think a lot of people are exploiting traffic on TikTok as of now, but I know a couple of businesses that their main source of revenue is from TikTok. Um, Another thing that vendors or new vendors need to start doing basically is reducing reliance on third-party apps. Third-party apps. When I say third-party apps, I mean apps like Glovo and Chowdeck, Gmail Food has pulled out. We charge from anywhere between 15 to 30%. And imagine that you are selling, you're trying to reduce costs, but now you're adding a 30% margin on your existing cost so that you can please these vendors, because you are basically not pleasing your customers. Customers will prefer cheaper items because it helps them save money and then get satisfied. So it is better for us as businesses to build either websites or leverage on WhatsApp message and platforms that will basically reduce whatever commission or almost no commission to our business. Um, I think also it is imperative that business owners also focus on um, cashless system of doing business. So for us here at My Food by Yoda, I know it was a big challenge initially when we started. We started that about 2 years ago, where we decided to stop collecting cash. And it was weird. In fact, till now, it's still weird to some people why we can or decide to stop taking cash. But I don't think the reasons are far fetched, because it helps you focus more on things that are important than trying to catch thieves, because definitely you have thieves in your business, regardless of how hard you try. You will definitely have thieves. The goal is to reduce it to the barest minimum. Um, Another thing I think people should also focus on in the 2026 is also tapping into the international market. So myself and the owner of Eve After That, we're having a conversation sometimes in December about the creation of an app. And the sole aim of this app is to bridge the gap between um, our people in diaspora and our people home. So you have situations where people abroad want to place orders for specific items or specific meal combos, but they can't get them. It's either they're going to Instagram or they're going to, or they have to start chatting. And I believe the process is very lengthy. So, which better that idea? So, you basically need to have international payment methods to be able to tap into these international markets. We have Flutterwave, we have Paystack to help with all of those processes. And I mean, there's no harm in building your own. out there, you get, for everyone to see. Hope I'm not too fast, please. Please, if everybody can just wave or thumbs up if I'm not too fast. If we're getting okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'll move on to the next thing. I'll say AI and exploit. I'll use exploitation of AI as another thing. So a lot of people think or keep using AI for various minimum things, asking basic questions. But I don't think a lot of people understand the power of AI and the benefits that it can do for their businesses, regardless of hospitality or not. Um, AI, AI is so powerful that it can basically transform your business. It can give you insights with data, with facts on how to run your operations so well that you compete with international standards. Um, sorry, please. Okay. AI can be used to optimize your operations, make it more efficient. Uh, so in typical restaurants, you there's something called workflow. The workflow is supposed to start from sorry please, start from purchasing down to store, down to kitchen, that's for production, and then output, which is front of house. So this AI can help you seamlessly and effectively organize that process in such a way that you tell it your reorder level, so that's inventory. You tell it how often you order, what items you order, and it can basically help you calculate how many days those items will be able to take you, um, um, dependent on your sales. Okay, so how would you do that? You would input your data of um, your raw materials quantity, give it information of your previous sales, and it will be able to use that information to analyze how long you have to use those products, or how well those products will serve you. And I think that's just one of the ways that we can use AI. We can also use AI to organize our waste levels, and also inventory, like I said earlier. Inventory means basically is the process of bringing in goods and accounting for them and disbursing them out to kitchen. That's basically what inventory is, keeping account of what goes in and what comes out. And AI can effectively assist in this process. It is one of the um, most stressful parts of running operations in a large scale restaurant. And if you can get that burden off by any means, I think we should take 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 advantage of it. Um, it can also help us with pricing and menu creation. Uh, as as vague as it might sound, it is very doable. AI works with prompts, and it depends on the kind of prompts that you give it that will give you the results that you need. So AI, you give it your location, you give it your average pricing in the area that you have. For example, you're in Lekki, it can help you see based off the average rating in Lekki. So you don't even have to go out to do price survey. You can basically be in your house, and AI is going to tell you what is obtainable across boards in the area that you are, and what kind of menus people have, and what customers are even demanding for. It can help you with such suggestions depending on, again, on the kind of prompts that you give it. It can also help with curbing waste and sorry, can also help with curbing waste and optimizing processes, like I said earlier. Um, processes. Okay, so you for example, for front of house, you have a customer walking. You can say, okay, help me create a greeting that will be unique to our brand, and it will help you do that. What next after that? How do the servers take orders, and basically how polite they can be? It can even help you pull up a whole to-do list for the servers so as to keep them on their toes and know what to do at every point in time. Yeah. Uh, so that would be that for AI. But I mean, these things are also to help us think of the endless possibilities of achieving whatever we set out to do, basically. Okay. So another point that I think we should focus more on is um, in the times that we are, and I'm sure that a lot of us would agree with me that a lot of people are really not focused on food because they typically get good food everywhere. What is in demand as of now is convenience and experience. So the easier your customer is able to order from you, and the thrill or emotional feel they get from ordering from you or walking into a restaurant matters a lot in 2026. Unlike before, where people just want to come eat and go, people are demanding for more of these things as of today. People want memorable experience, they want interactions, they want um, things basically that would excite them and be more than the usual. Because basically everybody is on that level and people are expecting more, or our customers are expecting more. And it is on us to design these activities to fit their demand. Um, I remember a couple. Okay, there's some restaurants now that you walk into and you have the option of making your meals yourself. And yes, some people don't want to do it, some people just want to relax. But yeah, the price that someone will pay for a food that they made themselves will shock you to be more expensive than the one that is already made. And in designing that framework or in that structure, you're making more money. Your margins are definitely going to be higher because it's more than the usual, and so it will give you room to make money, more money. Yeah, which is the sole aim of opening a business. Smart vendors, rather interactive dining experience. Okay, like I said already, customers crave different things, different experience, and they want to basically satisfy these cravings at all costs. Um, Different subscription models. So some people would subscribe to your kitchen and say, okay, for so number of times or for a month, you supply me this, and this. That's for convenience, no, not experience. Because they don't want to have to cook at all. So we have bulk orders, we have people that order in liters and all. We need to position ourselves to fit these demands. And I think it only makes sense that we make ourselves and our businesses so flexible that we can fit a variety of customers and not be very rigid. The flexible you are, the more you make money. But also, we need to also look at the controls that come with that. So you need to be very particular about that when setting up your your um, your restaurant or your space. So depending on which style or model you choose to adopt. Okay. Uh, sorry, is my
Okay.
time done? I okay.
Yes, sir.
I have one more point. Let me just round up. Let me just round that
All
up. Sorry,
right.
sorry. Um, it is counterproductive for us to do all of these things that we've mentioned if we don't mention branding. And branding is as key as the food that you sell. I cannot overemphasize the branding. Okay, so we were in a small, we're in a very small space for the longest. So we're there for about 2 years or 3 years, sorry, 3 years. And the reaction we used to get from a lot of customers, because people knew our names so much that when they walk into a restaurant and they're like, is this all of this space? And we say, yes, this is all of the space. But we've made ourselves so big in their minds that they reckon with us as a big restaurant, regardless of structure now. That when I say structure now, I mean physical structure, not hierarchy or structure in the business. Um, and so most people expected us to be very big. And but when they come, they see a small space and they're like, wow. So it's possible to pull this kind of big branding and still, yes, operate from a small place. And yes, that's what branding and brand positioning does for you. You need to um, sell yourself to your target audience. Um, yes, there are some people that want to focus on cheap food. It's fine. There's a level of market for that. There are some people that want to focus on medium price food, and there's some people that want to focus on expensive meals. I'll give my experience of just this weekend. I went to a restaurant in VI, and honestly, what I got there was just basic. It's something you can get in Chicken Republic. But after I looked at my bill, I was like, I don't understand. What did I eat? Coleslaw, a very small coleslaw was selling like for 5,500. And in my mind, I'm like, why would I have to pay 5,500 for this small amount of coleslaw? But it's the place they've chosen to be. So your environment also affects your pricing, and um, yes, your environment basically affects your pricing and your menu options. So we just need to decide which level we want to be and then focus on that. And then for transparency, I think I said that. So we need our business to be very open. So people like to relate with brands that they saw grow up. So they want to see your transformation from a small kitchen to a walk-in store, from a walk-in store to a big store, and people are able to relate with you and have that connection with you. And I think I feel and know that most of these things are things that really customers as of now really are in demand of. Um, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. We sincerely- Uh, can we, with like our favorite emoji, can we please appreciate Mr. Samuel for those wonderful experience that he had, for sharing with us. So, Mr. Samuel, we sincerely appreciate you, sir. So, I
Thank
think we
you.
all took notes, of everything he said. Um, so, I know we all ask questions. So, please, kindly, you know, put down your questions. So, during question and answer, you ask it and meet your mic to ask a question from him. So, part of the things like he made mention of, were like before we have like something like ghost kitchen, like where people have to like place order online, and through WhatsApp, through IG, and through TikTok, and that's what we are doing at Feast. We are solving a particular problem. We've been in the food business for more than 4 years now, and we notice like for food vendors, um, for you, it takes a process. For you to prepare your food, you still have to like to reply to WhatsApp messages, other coming in like time to time, replying from text. You have to text a vendor. I mean, you have to text a customer texted you like, okay, do you have rice? Do you have beans? You know how
Mm,
customers can be. So like that's throughout this like all these problems that we saw, that we created Feast, where Feast is an operating system that helps food vendors to manage you know to manage their order, track their sales, track their inventory, which one of my team member will be coming up shortly, to talk more and do like a demo video on how food vendors can make use of Feest so as like, to relieve them of the problem of, answering multiple texts, but for them to just focus on preparing the best food they have to give their customers. So, and I think another amazing thing you talk about is AI. So we are in the era of AI now, where we have to make use of it. So maybe prior to this, a food vendor will be like, "What can I use AI for in my food business?" But it was able to, talk more, dissect on it. You could use it to organize your waste level and inventory processing and accounting of goods. For your pricing, for your menu curation, you don't know the menu you want to create, you could use AI. So it depends, like, on your prompting. It said that, like, your techniques have to be like the way you prompt AI, the way it will respond to you. So you have to be very good at prompting. So, and I think, we've all, understood what it said. So moving on, I would like to call on our second speaker, uh, which is a food creator and a lifestyle creator. Her name is Chisom. Chisom is a Nigerian food and lifestyle content creator known for creating visual, engaging, and relatable content around food and everyday living. She has worked with leading food brands such as Gino, Indomie, Whippy, and Food Court, helping them driving visibility, engagement, and audience connection through strategic storytelling. In just 1 year, she has grown highly engaged audience of over 250,000 followers, with multiple food videos reaching viral traction and consistently generating high engagement. Our content is known for its relatability and strong audience connection, making her a trusted voice in Nigeria food content space. So, with our favorite emoji, can we please, make welcome of, uh, Chisom? Thank you very much, Chisom. Now you can unmute. You have the floor. Thank you very much.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Please, I'd like to confirm first if you guys can hear me.
Very loud and clear. We could hear you. Very loud and
Okay,
clear.
okay, okay. Thank you. My name is Chisom. I'm a food and lifestyle content creator, like he said. Some of you might know me as Chuku Somaga. You might know me as the lady that makes lunch for her siblings. So, I used to have a food business, and now I work with food brands. I've worked with a lot of food brands. I've worked with food vendors. So trust me when I say I've seen what works and I've seen what doesn't work. What doesn't work when it comes to, you know, creating food content, visibility, and getting orders from your content. So today I'm going to teach you guys some of the things I know, and we are going to start with why some food vendors post consistently but still don't get enough orders. So, some people might think that posting consistently equals, oh, I'm posting consistently, I must have orders. It doesn't always work like that. It doesn't work like that because you're posting every day doesn't mean, oh, people are going to patronize you. You are posting consistently, but what exactly are you posting? Are you posting the right things on your page? It could be going viral, but you can have a video that does, 1 million views, but you will not get one single order, from the video you made. So apart from posting consistently, you have to post the right things. So I'm going to tell you guys 5 reasons why you could be posting consistently, but you're not getting any orders. The first one is no strategy. You don't have any strategy with your posting. You're just posting anything. Okay, today you go online, you see this food vendor, they are posting about this. Oh, it's trending. You're doing it. If you're posting anything online with the aim to make sales, you have to post with, like, you have to have a strategy. You have to have a goal. Is your goal to just be visible to people? Is your goal to just go viral? Or do you want to actually make sales? Do you want to be known as the food vendor that, is a funny, this baby is funny? Or do you actually want to make sales from the content you are creating? I like to think that, or I like to say that if you're creating content, especially as a vendor, not just a food vendor, any kind of vendor, you're supposed to be creating two types of content. You're supposed to be creating a content for awareness, to drive people, and then you create another one for sales. Two types of content: the one that goes viral, the ones that will actually make you sales. You can do like 500 views, and that's where like 200 people will order from you. So you need to be making two types of content. You need to post like, you need to create content consciously. You need to post um consciously. I'll use this trend that's going on online now. Priscilla Ojo's husband, he released a song, Ikweji. I've seen vendors, even food vendors, like, oh, we have Ikweji jollof rice. That video can do like 1 million. It's very funny, but then people are not going to buy from it. What that video can do for you is oh, people have seen it, it's funny. It might be the first time you're coming across, like they're seeing you on their For You page, and then they go to your actual page, and then there's no sales content there. There's no content there that's going to make them actually stay. So yeah, you don't have any strategy with posting. You are posting consistently, but there's no strategy, and that's why, one of the reasons why you might not be making sales. Another reason why you might not be making sales is that the content you're putting out is not customer focused. Some people will post content, like I've seen food vendors, you go to their page, they'll just hold like 2 packs of food. Oh, jollof rice is available today. Oh, what are you people buying from me today? Oh, we are open. Oh, start sending in your orders. And that constitutes like 70% of the videos on your page. Me, if I'm coming to your page for the first time and I'm seeing that that's all you're posting, naturally the first question in my mind is going to be why. Why should I buy from you? Okay, I have palm wine available today. Why should I buy that palm wine for you? You're not telling me, oh, it was tapped this morning, it's from Enugu State, it's very sweet. You're not telling me anything. You're just telling me to come and buy. It's not customer focused. It's not giving me a reason why I should buy. So the video is going viral that you say people should come and buy. You are showing this, you're showing that. Doesn't mean they will actually buy it. So the content actually has to be customer focused for them to buy. That's the second reason. The third reason is that people don't trust you. People don't trust you. Food, I feel like the food industry is very sensitive. Some people have soft stomachs. Some people have allergies. Some people are not very trusting of people with their money. So you need to give people a reason why they should buy from you. Your video is going viral does not mean I'm going to bring out my hard-earned money because I'm craving something and then just give it to you. Why should I buy from you? Why should I trust you? People go to your page and there's just videos of, oh, this is available, this is available. There's no customer review on your page. There's no process video on your page. I don't even know what your kitchen looks like. I've not seen you actually making the food. Where are you getting this food you want to sell to me from? So people don't trust you is one reason why they might not be buying from you. Another reason why people might not be buying from you, even though you're posting consistently, is poor visuals. If you're a food vendor, I believe that if I come to your page, I should be able to leave your page with a craving, and I will not be able to stop thinking about your page. Let's say I'm craving cake. Maybe I've been suppressing it. I want to eat chocolate cake. And then I just come across your post and you're showing me how moist your cake is. It's going to make me want to buy. But then people come to your page, you're just showing the cake packed inside nylon. You're saying, oh, you have cake available, you have 8 inches, you have 10 inches. Why should I buy it? What is it going to do in my life? You're not telling me, or you're not showing me how, okay, you're selling shawarma, you're not showing me how juicy it is. Let's take, for instance, the Philly cheesesteak trend on TikTok that time. Everybody was crazy about Philly cheesesteaks. If people were not showing their cheese pool, I don't think people will prefer, oh, I'm going to buy from this vendor instead. I'm not going to buy from this vendor. People need to be able to crave your food for them to actually buy from you. So if people are not buying from, one reason people might not be buying from you is your page or your food doesn't have any crave value. Let me put it like that. It might not be a word. People are not craving your food. You're not putting out content in a way that people will crave what you're selling. And then the last reason I have here why people might not be buying from you, even though you're posting consistently, is that you don't have a clear call to action. Let's say you make a video now. Maybe, okay, cake. You post it, is moist, it's very good, it goes viral, people want to buy. But they don't even know whether you're a food vendor or not. They can just think, oh, you're a food blogger that just posted her experience, or you just want to show us that you made very moist chocolate cake. We don't know if you're selling it or not because there's no location. Oh, this is available at 5,000 naira. Send us a DM now to order yours. It's just going viral for going sake. There's no details about how people can order, or oh, this is for sale. So you need to also have, be intentional about call to actions. Oh, buy this, is available, get this, and buy this and get it in 2 hours. This is available for 5,000, available in Ikeja, those kinds of things. So you also need to put those things in place. So these are some reasons why you might be posting consistently, but you're not getting any orders. And I'm going to move on to the next topic. What type of food content actually converts viewers into paying customers? Now, I said this before. I have four types of content here. The first one is craving content. I already said this before. People need to crave, your food to actually want to buy it. This is what will make people. Let me use Hilda's mom, for example. The only reason why I've not bought from Calabar Pot Mama is because she's in Abuja. Because bruh, I sleep on her page. The way she's putting this in the oil, she's putting shrimp, she's putting this, she's putting that. It will make your mouth water. You want to buy it because you feel like you're missing out. You see how she does all those things. She's telling you, oh, one plate is for 6,000. You crave it. It will make you hungry. So you need to put out posts or videos that will make people crave what you're selling. Let's say you're selling cookies. You need to show people, oh, my cookies are crispy on the edges, the middle is soft, you're selling brownies. We need to know that, oh, is it fudgy? Is it strong? Is it make us crave what you're selling? You get? So that is one of the sure ways. That's one of the type of content that is going to go, make people buy from you. It might not go viral, but it's definitely going to make people buy from you. Another kind of content that converts is relatable content. Let me give an example. Relatable content, like let's say you sell food bowls and then you make a bowl of afang soup and then you post it with, let's say, a caption, POV, when you don't feel like cooking, or you deserve this after a stressful week at work. People that relate will be like, I'm on a true, I deserve this bowl of afang soup. You're showing them, they are craving the soup. You're also saying something that relates to them. So if people relate, they're going to buy from you. Another kind of content that does well, this is one of my favorites, is social proof. Me personally, I'm not going to buy from you if there are no reviews on your page. If I come to your page and nobody is saying, oh, I've bought from this person before, oh, their delivery doesn't take time, oh, the cake is very nice, oh, the goat meat is very soft. If there's no social proof, like proof that people are actually buying from you, nobody's going to buy from you. Nobody is actually going to buy from you. One thing, when I go to somebody's page, it can be clothes, it can be, when I go to your page, the first thing I'm looking out for is reviews. If I don't see any reviews, I'm running away. So you actually find a way to get reviews. I promise you guys, find a way to get, it's not hard. If your customers, most times customers do not come back to you and tell you, oh, that your food was nice, so they don't owe you a review. You can go back to them and say, please, can you give me a review? Let's say you sell to your your neighbors, or you don't sell to them, you just give them the food. You can just message the person and be like, please, can you send me a review? Can you send me a voice note, a voice memo review? Can you, okay, it's your neighbor. If the person is comfortable enough, you can even promise the person, please, if you do this for me, I'm going to give you one free plate of food, or I'm going to give you one extra meat the next time you buy from me. You take a video of their reaction to their first bite. These are kind of contents that will make people buy from you, make people want to, patronize you, because they are seeing other human beings like them enjoying what you're putting out. So they want to buy. Another thing is that FOMO is real. People do not like to miss out on things. If they see, oh, everybody is buying Philly cheesesteak from this person, the cheese pool is nice, they want to feel among, they want to buy. So you have to find a way to get social proof for your page. It's one of the most important, ways to grow as a food vendor, you need to find a way to get reviews, basically. So yeah, that's the third one. And then the fourth one is your process. You need to show people your process. If I come to your page and every time all your videos is just of you holding food and you're dancing with it, that oh, food is available. I've never seen you cooking. I've never seen you packing orders. I've never seen you, giving delivery guys food. I've never seen any of your process, no behind the scenes, nothing. I don't think Me personally, I don't think I'll be comfortable with buying from you. I need to know that you are not a robot, you're not AI that is just dancing with food. And I'm not going to patronize you if there's no process. So you have to, put up your process. Show us a glimpse, or you can show us, you know, you can show us um take us to the market. You're making afang soup for your clients. Take us to the market. Show us how you are sourcing the freshest afang leaf, the freshest water leaf. People like those kinds of things. You are buying only the best palm oil for them. The crayfish you are using is from Oron. People like to see things like that. So you actually need to show people your process. Show people your process. That is one of the ways. Like those are the kind of contents that convert. And I would like to say that people don't just buy food. You sell food, people don't just buy food. Most of the times they buy your food because of how it makes them feel. So what are they missing out on? What do you want them to, get in on? So you have to consider all these things when you're trying to sell to people. And I was supposed to speak on um these kinds of content you can create using just your smartphone. But the crazy thing is that everything I've just mentioned now are things you can shoot with your smartphone. You don't need a DJI. You don't need a professional camera. These are things you just whip out your phone and just create. You just show your customers order, show this one, show that one, review. You're getting it on WhatsApp or somewhere. So these are things you can easily do with your smartphone. It's not hard. You don't need a mad ass lighting setup. When I first started my cooking content, at a point I stopped filming inside because my light spoiled. I was cooking outside. If you guys know Chef Temi, she started her cooking content outside before she got her studio. So you don't need like the biggest things. You can do these things, all these contents I just talked about. You can literally start every single one of them with just your smartphone. Now, the fourth thing we're going to talk about
Sorry,
is
what's the third type of content you made mention of?
the third kind of content. I said craving content, kind of content that makes people crave your food. The second one is relatable content. The third one is social proof, like reviews. That was the third. And then the fourth one was process.
Thank you.
Okay. So the fourth one is fourth thing I'm going to talk about is what makes food, what makes your page look trustworthy? What will make people come to your page and they are trusting you to want to buy from you? I said most of these things before. When I come to your page and you're showing me your process, I'm going to want to buy from you. I said it before, like Calabar Pot Mama, she's showing you that she's using only the best. Her customers are her babies. She's showing you that she's using the best for you, the best seafood, the best palm oil, the freshest vegetables. If you're showing me those kinds of things, I'll feel pampered. I want to buy from you. So that's your process. You're showing me how you source the best ingredients. You're showing me your no, maybe not your technique, but you're showing me how you're making the food. You're taking me along. I'm seeing that, oh, your nails are well trimmed. Because people can buy for the silliest reasons. I've had comments in my own food, even though I don't sell food. I've had comments like, oh, your nails are so neat. Oh, your space, I like how you're washing this. I like how your people can buy from you just because of that. So you need to show your process. You need to show reviews. Very important. Find a way to get reviews. I promise you it is not hard. Don't fabricate reviews. Don't text yourself and say, oh, your food is right. Try to get actual reviews. Make it authentic. You can get a voice note from somebody. And then the next post you're making, maybe it's a video of you making the food. The voice note is playing in the background. That's something that is going to sell me instantly. The person is talking about how juicy the meat was, how this is this. And as the person is talking about it, they're actually showing me the meat I am going to buy. So your process, reviews, very important. Another thing is location. If I come to your page and there's no location, I'm going to think twice because I don't have the time. Most times people don't have time to. I'm going to see. I don't know if you guys are like this, but me, sometimes I don't stand up from my bed to go and cook, or I don't open my child deck until I'm literally fainting. So some of you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to put my location. Maybe you are in Ikeja. I don't want to put my location. It's going to limit me. But I promise you that if you service the people in your area, in your vicinity very well, people from Lekki will start looking for you. If I'm dying now, I'm hungry, the first thing I'm going to Instagram or Childegg to look for is vendors around me. I'm not going to go far. So I feel like location is something some people shy away from, which I do not understand. But I think it's something that can help your business to grow. So your location is one thing I think is important in making your page look trustworthy. Another thing is menu and pricing. You have to have your menu and your prices on your page. If I come to your page, I've seen something I want to buy, maybe chocolate cake. I'm already craving it. I want to buy it. And then I have to come to your DM and ask you how much the cake is. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and look for another person to buy from. Somebody that's actually serious. Because people don't want to take the time. People don't want to take the time to, want to go and start asking you, oh, how much is this? They will leave. So you have to have your menu, your prices, in your post. Very important to make you look trustworthy. You're not trying to, because people will start thinking like an influencer. Now, me, I'm going to think if this person comes to you, you're going to charge them 2,000. And then if I come to you because I have 70,000 followers, you're going to charge me 10,000. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm not going to buy from you. Another thing is good captions. Let's say you post reviews. Maybe somebody will now come. You will now put a love heart emoji as a caption. Why? You should hype yourself up. Put up good captions. Hype yourself. Yes, I'm the only vendor that can run this kind of package, this quality of food for just 5,000 naira. That kind of thing. You have to have good captions. It makes you look trustworthy. Another thing is active engagement. You need to reply your comments. If I come to your page and you're not responding to anybody's comments, I'm running away. Somebody is in the comments saying, oh, it takes you forever to respond to DMs, I'm running away. So you need to be active in responding to your clients. If I come to another thing, red flags. I've talked about what makes you look trustworthy. Now, red flags. If I come to your page and there's no refund on your bio, why do you feel like I might want a refund after I buy food from you? I'm going to run away. There's no price, no refund, no location, no reviews, no process video, no engagement. You're not engaging with your customers. I'm going to run. So I believe those are things. I think I've talked enough on what makes, food pages look trustworthy. Your page is supposed to answer questions even before your customers ask them. If I come to your page, I'm going to have questions. The first question will probably be, where is this person? But immediately I come to your page, I'm seeing food vendor in Ikeja. Okay, is this person's food sweet? I'm seeing a review. How long does delivery take? It might take long. Somebody's review is saying, oh, I got my food in under 1 hour. So your page needs to answer questions even before people ask them. That's what makes you look trustworthy. Another thing I wanted to talk about is how to attract new buyers using existing customers. You can literally apply everything I've said before into this one. Every single order you get is a new video opportunity. I'll use myself. If I was still a food vendor and somebody orders, let's say, a bowl of afang soup from me, I'm taking you people to the market. I'm showing you guys when I'm cooking it. I'm showing you when I'm packing it, fine packaging, wrapping it well so it doesn't spill. I'm showing you when I'm giving it to the rider. I'm going back to the customer to ask for a review. Oh, how long did it take you to get it? Was it nice? All of that. So I've counted like 5 different videos I can make from one customer's order. So this is a way you can use customers to get like those 5 videos you make definitely bring more customers. So you use reviews, obviously. You show your process, reuse content. You don't need to create content every day. You can literally use what you already have. Videos you already have. There are compilation videos you can do that are very, 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 very good. So the last thing I don't have much time. The last thing I would say is that people are not ignoring your business. You are going viral. People are not ignoring your business. They just don't trust you enough yet. You've not given them reasons to trust you. And content is how you build that trust with them so that you can start getting those DMs. Yeah, that's all I would say for now. And I'm very open to questions. Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Thank you very much,
You're
Chisom. Can we
welcome.
please, with your favorite emoji, can we please appreciate, for those, wonderful, um, things she has shared with us tonight. So, I also had my daughters here when she was talking, 5 reasons you're not making sales. What are the things that you need to do for you to, attract more customers, and stuff like that. So, 5 reasons that you made mention of, no strategy. You have to have a strategy, not customer focus. Your videos have to be customer focused. Reason for people to buy, you know, people do not trust you. She made mention of it very well. Poor visuals, clear call to actions, those are reasons you are not making sales. What are the type of content you should shoot? What are the type of content you should shoot that will give you those, the sales? Craving content, relatable content, social proof content. Your process, I like the way she was talking about your process. You have to take people through what you are doing. Let them see you. Let them feel you. Let them see, how you want to prepare like afang soup, like you made mention. Take us through the process. Just like you said, you don't have to create videos every day. Just videos that you created when you are making those soup, making jollof rice, making any soup that you are doing. It's enough for you. For sometimes for you to post, share with your audience to see how you create those food. And another last thing that I want to make mention from what she said was like, your page is supposed to answer those questions before people ask those questions. Let people see like, everything, respond to comments, let people see your review, let them see your pricing. Some nowadays you see people said, okay, you want to know the price, come to my DM. Do you get? So I had to like come to your DM for me to know the price. So let's see your pricing, let's see everything, and all this. So once again, we want to sincerely appreciate you for that wonderful uh things that you've shared with us tonight. So moving forward now, so I know like we all have a lot of questions for us to ask. So we'll still get to the time of question and answer. If you have any questions for our speakers, please I'll ask you to raise up your hand and you unmute your mic. But before we go to that, so I would like to call on my team member Gift now, which is the co-founder. He is the co-founder at Feest. I'd like him to come up now to to present, to show us a demo of what we build at Feest, the problem we are solving for food vendors, and everything around food. So thank you, Gift. Can you please unmute your mic? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Dami. Hello, everyone. It's
Oh,
okay.
we cannot hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
Can you
hear
hear
you
me
now,
now?
loud and clear. Yeah, loud
All
and
right.
clear.
Thanks. All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's amazing to have us all in this session. I was going through the guest list, and so far we have at least 98% of individuals here who are both running a food business and are about to start. And it's really amazing because it takes me forward to why we are actually building Feasts. I think this time in 2022, we launched a product that saw us working with over 100 food businesses. And firsthand, we saw the struggles that food businesses were facing. For those that were just starting, you had to juggle multiple roles. Only you are the cook, you are the accountant, you're the marketer, you are also running the deliveries yourself in some cases. And for those scaling, you're probably doing a lot of numbers, but at the end of the day, it seems as though the cash, is disappearing. Expenses is not matching up with, what you're seeing on your books, improper reconciliation, and in all of this, that food business that you started because you had passion for cooking, the passion is now after your life, right? So this is why we're actually doing what we are doing at Feest, helping you move all of those manual operations into a more structured system, from taking orders in the DM to receiving orders while you sleep from your website, and from using that 80 leaves notebook you probably kept somewhere, or that spreadsheet to manage your finances, to a system that keeps you, that gives you a well-detailed analysis of your sales, finance, profits, and cash flow. And while all of that might look like really straightforward for you, we believe that the most value for us comes after we've even helped you properly structure and automate your business. The endless possibilities that could come with when your business is running like in a proper way. So we have like a lot of partnerships already that will be giving food businesses access to credit opportunities. So when you have like a proper finance record with fees, probably you've been selling, we're able to tell what your customer lifetime value is when you're making your peak sales, what your finances look like. Aside from when you're trying to apply for a loan and you're thinking you want to use a bank statement to just show your total transactions. So this like gives the finance institutions like more insights on your data. We had a partnership a few months ago for solar-powered appliances for food businesses on our platform, where if you've been running a food business for a while and you've been processing your orders, through your website, we have a partner that offers solar equipment on credit, so you don't have to pay. All they just need to know is that you can repay back, and they can only know that when they see, structured data on your finances. And in light of those commitments to seeing food businesses grow, we've worked out this partnership to support a lot of you. And we've also formed a community, and we call it the Feast Makers community. So it's a place where a lot of these opportunities will be shared. We also have grants, some exclusive grants that will be available for food business. Some we've already shared. We released a blog article a few days back already for some. And for some of these opportunities, they are kind of exclusive to businesses who are using Feast already through some partnerships. So for those who are looking to start out with Feast, you can head on to feast.me, feast.me, that's FEEST. It's going to be shared on the chat, and you can go through a simple onboarding step, and the store manager from Feast will be assigned to you and will be reaching out to help you make the best of it. And if you're looking to also join our community, the Feast Makers community, we also have a link to a WhatsApp channel that will be shared where you can just subscribe and have access to a lot of it. So all in all, I'm really happy to have everyone here, and I'm looking forward to how we would work together to help your business grow and scale. So thank you very much. And a big thanks to the speakers, because I've also learned a lot myself. Over to you, Dami.
All right. Thank you very much, Gift, for that wonderful presentation. So, like you said, I would like to have you on board. We would like to, we created Feast for you, for food vendors, so as to, make your process, make your optimizations very smooth, and also for you to focus on preparing the food while we manage like the remaining side of it, your sales, your finances, your orders, your inventories, and the rest. So that's why we created Feast for you. So without wasting much of our time, we have limited time on our side. So we like to ask question now. This is a time for question and answer. So on my own end, I have the link for you to join the WhatsApp channel has been dropped on the chat box. Kindly click on it. Kindly join. Amazing opportunities will be shared with every food vendors. Like you said, the grants, solar panel, like credits, and amazing things and like that. So for the question and answer section now. So I have some questions here, but we don't have like much time for that. So I'll be asking Mr. Samuel and Chisom, just like one question, then we go to the audience for them to ask their question. So my question for you uh, is that I don't know if you could hear me, Mr. Samuel.
I
Can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you. I can hear you.
All right. So my question to you is like, what are the first? Many food vendors are always busy, but still struggle with profit. So from your own experience, what is usually
Mm.
wrong behind the scene? So we know like a lot of food vendors are always busy, but they still struggle with like making profit. So
Mm.
from your own like over you have over 7 years of experience, what is like usually wrong behind the scene?
Okay. Firstly, there are so many things that can possibly be wrong. But let me just break it down. So it can be the processes that are the problem. So if customers are not coming in, you definitely lose sales. But since you said the person is busy, I want to believe that the person is having sales, but it's not just saying money. So for that, it might most likely or might be a pricing problem. So improper costing, for example, would be one of the reasons that will lead to that kind of a problem. Because if your meals are not properly priced, you would most likely be working and dashing people your food because you're working for free. And if you don't have proper margins, so that's it's very necessary for you to have proper margins. So you need to know your numbers. You need to know how much you're buying your goods, how much you're selling at. And costing is the accumulation of all the ingredients going into a particular meal, what quantity you're getting out of it. So it's now you that will say, am I doing times two? Am I doing times three? Am I doing times four? Or whatever you decide to do, depending on the target audience you're after. So I'll say costing is definitely one of the reasons. Secondly, I would say standardization and portion control. Portion control basically is how your servers or your basically servers are portioning the meals for customer. If they are over portioning meals, it means they are dashing out food, which means you are losing money. And you need to be able to track these portions so that you know that you're losing money from that angle. You get um, procurement, depending on if somebody else is doing your procurement or if you don't have a structured procurement procedure or inventory procedure, you can also be losing money from there. And theft, basically. Maybe your salespeople, you're not using a proper system to sell, or you are using cash. Your people or the cashiers most likely will be stealing, and you just be laboring and laboring, and you most likely would not see the dividend of your labor.
All
Thank you.
right, so all right, thank you very much uh, for answering that questions. So moving on, my question are directed to Chisom. Chisom, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can.
All right, so this is my question. So why? I know you like you've taught when you are during your presentation. You've taught part of that. So you said okay. So my question is, what simple content idea can any food vendor start using immediately with just their phone? Because most food vendors will say, okay, you made mention of it like you don't have to have big cameras for you to shoot your videos. You could even
What?
make it a smartphone. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yeah. Yes, I can.
Okay,
Just
so
continue.
okay, you said they could make use of whatever phone they had now, to shoot those content. So my question is, what like very simple content idea can any food vendor start using immediately with just their smartphone? And sorry, before you answer the question, so if
Mm-hmm.
you have any question, please kindly raise up your hand and come up, please, so we could see you. Please, come up and kindly raise up your hand. So thank you very much. So you can answer the question now.
So you said what kind of contents they can start creating with their smartphone. Most of the kinds of I mentioned 4 different types of contents that converts, and I believe that you can use your smartphone to, create those 4 types of content. You really don't need like big ass equipment to do all that. I mentioned 4 types of content: the craving content, relatable content, social proof, and processed content. So for your processed content, it can be vlogs. It can be you taking us to the market, like I said, sourcing the best ingredients for your customers. It can be showing us how neat your environment is. It can be showing us how, oh, this is how I make my own afang soup. Is different from how these other vendors they do their own, and mine is better, and this is why you should order from me. You show us how you make the food. You show us how you're packing. If people see you packing orders, they have FOMO. Like, this person is selling to people. Me too, I want to get some of that. So you can literally just whip out your phone and show us while you're packing your customers' orders. You can show us when you are giving the food to the dispatch people. I talked about social proof. Social proof, you acquire them via WhatsApp. You know how you sell. Maybe you sell on TikTok, or you sell on Instagram, or you sell on WhatsApp. You go back to these people. I know most people will not come back to you with reviews unless they're like really mind blown, or they just want to do it. They're just nice people and they want to do it. If you go back, you ask them for reviews. It can be like a voice memo review. It can be a visual review. You can use your family or your neighbors to make these kinds of videos. Give them a sample of what you're selling. Get their reaction to their first bite reaction. These are videos you can create with your phone. Another type of content I talked about is the relatable kind of content. Basically speaking to people's emotion, why they should buy from you. If people relate to what you're selling, what you're saying, what you're putting out, they're definitely going to buy from you. And then the craving content. Shoot content in a way that makes people crave it. I used cake as an example. Show me how moist your cake is. Shawarma. Why should I crave your shawarma? Does it have 2 sausages? Is your sauce, is it very creamy? How is it? Is the back, is the wrap, is it crispy? Those kinds of things that will make me want to crave it. If you're selling soup, why should I buy it? If you're selling native pasta, oh, how good is your palm oil? How fresh are the ingredients you're using? These are like videos people will see and crave your food and then buy from you. So all these types of contents are like literally things you can just do with your phone. It's not hard. So yeah.
All right, so thank you very much for answering that question. So now to the audience. So if you have any question for our speakers, be it on the operational side of food, be it on content, the visibility, the type of content that you could shoot that could attract customers, and be it on like optimizing like what you do, your orders and sales, be it maybe on Feest. You have any question? This is the time for you to ask. Please, if you have any question, kindly raise up your hand with a notification so I could call you and unmute your mic. Hello, can you all hear me? So if you have any question, kindly please, signify so we could call you and you could ask our speakers any questions that's bordering, that has affected your operations or your content, the type of content that you shoot and stuff, around the conversation we've had this evening. Can we hear me? Okay. All right, so oh no, you can unmute your mic now. Oh no, Joe, you can unmute your mic.
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Yeah, good.
Um, my name is Ono. I run a food business during the weekend. So I actually work in 9 to 5, and but I do a side. It's like my side hustle. Let's call it my side hustle. I do it during the weekends because my 9 to 5 is like very, time consuming. So first off, I just want to say thank you so much to the speakers. I have been taking notes, even though I've been multitasking. From the first speaker, something really stood out for me. He said to take innovative activities, versus long weeks of creating menu. Like you can prioritize putting out innovative activities instead of spending long hours and weeks trying to create a menu. And the second speaker on content, what stood out for me was having content that is crave worthy. So that's something I think I would also like prioritize after this. So my question is based on my own reality. So I have very limited time to make content, to have a very structured process flow. And I think that's been like one of my biggest challenges, not because I don't have good reviews on the food, but the system just doesn't work. Someone said something earlier that it's a one-man team for me. And I think the only staff I have are people who come to clean afterwards and maybe just prep. So in this kind of situation, right, for the operations manager who blessed us with this information, how do I create structure? Knowing fully well that this is a startup, I would have to pay if I want to outsource some of the structure of the business. It will cost me. What's the best advice you would give someone like me who's looking out to get proper structure to just carry us, let's say, into the next phase of the business before we scale out? And then for the second speaker on content, my page is just what you described. I think you can go to my page and have unanswered questions, etc. But how do I put my best foot forward as someone who has limited time? Do I bring someone who becomes the face of the page? Because I promise you, I don't know if between the 2 days that I have, because it's a weekend cloud kitchen and we push out food bowls. In the 2 days I have, I don't know if I have time to make content in the market that I can come back and edit and put on my page. Would it be a good suggestion to have someone be the face of the business until I'm able to fully put my time into it? And what would be your best advice for someone like me? Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much uh, for that question. So before the speakers answer, so you can also type in your question in the comment box. Um, Thank you very much. So one after the other, Mr. Sharma, you could go first, then Chisom could answer for the content side.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I think a lot of small business owners find themselves in this space. Um, I think what you can start with to put structure in your operations is firstly to even know what your sales looks like. Are you making profit? Because many a times business owners run businesses and there's no separation between personal accounts and business accounts because you fund the business from your private um, funds, you feel the need to spend from it also. And I think it's a bad habit that a lot of us practice. It is very important that what is for the business stays for the business and what is yours stays for you. So you can start out to say, okay, I want to invest XYZ into this business and say, okay, this is the profit I've made. Can you roll that, both your capital and your profit? I think you should roll it over and try to help the business itself gain traction. It is after you've done that to a sustainable extent that you can now decide to focus now on your side hustle that's paying you more than your full-time job. But for you to do this also, you need to know what your numbers are. So you, like I said earlier, you can use AI to do most of these things. You don't need to sit for hours to do your sales. So you can say, okay, I did 10 bowls at so amount. It will tell you all what your sales have been. Or you can have a system, a vending system, a POS system that you punch in your sales to say, okay, this was what I sold for um, over this weekend, and this was what I generated. I think you should also break down your operations, what you need to do, and what you should outsource. Uh, I know because of limited funds, you might not feel the need to outsource, but the truth of the matter is you cannot do everything yourself. If you try to do that, you burn yourself. Even your 9 to 5 would also have a feel of you burning yourself. So at the end of the day, nobody wins. So you just need to be able to itemize all your operational procedures. Who's going to the market? Can I get my sister to go to the market for me, or can I get somebody that maybe cooks in the area that I can trust to buy foodstuffs for me? And at least you know that that task is off your head, and you don't have to go to the market that morning and come back to cook and come back to do everything and then eventually sell. I think what you need to do is to break all these rules and tasks down, and then look at the ones that you can afford to outsource, and the ones that you can manage yourself. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Uh, all right. Okay, Chisom, over to you.
Hi. So she talked about if she should make somebody else the face of the business. I didn't really understand that, like what she meant by making somebody else the face. Like, do you mean to cook the food? What kind of content do you actually have in mind? Because when I talk about making content, I'm sure some of you think, oh, your face has to show in all of them. You don't have to show your face if you're not comfortable with it. And when I say your process video, going to the market, it sounds overwhelming, and you don't have to do all those things. Like Mr. Samuel said, you can actually find somebody that goes to the market for you. You can find somebody that preps your ingredients for you, like to just take off some of that stress. If you come to your kitchen and everything is prepped, you've got somebody has gone to the market, your ingredients are already prepped. You only need to just come to the kitchen and cook, set up your tripod and just film content depending on the idea you have. There's this food vendor I would like you to um check out. If you can write this down, her name is My Kitchen Lagos, My Kitchen underscore Lagos. She sells food bowls and she doesn't do crazy content. I don't even know what the person looks like, but I'm sure that this lady gets a lot of orders. You can see a post, it's just of her. Oh, maybe it's okra soup. She has finished making that okra soup. She's just pouring it into the food bowl. That's craving content. It's one of the contents I talked about. People are going to see that food and crave it and want to buy it. There's reviews on her page. So when you think content with the kind of work you already do, you try to find the one that has, like very minimum efforts, but still going to give you that maximum effect you want. You cannot create content like somebody that is doing this food business full time. It's not possible. You can't create content on the same level with that person because that's all they do all day. But you have a 9 to 5, so you have to find the ones you can do. And like I said, from one order you can get um different content ideas. Let's say somebody orders a bowl of fisherman soup from you. Videoing the whole process can be overwhelming for you. You can just set up your tripod when you're ready to put all the seafood in the food. When people see the quality of seafood you are using, it's crave content. They want a taste of that. You can do another video when you are pouring the fisherman soup into the food bowl, wrapping it, packing the orders. These are low effort contents you can still create, and then they'll still give you the results you want. Definitely, I've said this before, you can't create content like somebody doing this full time. You can't go to the content video. Creating content is hard, you guys. I'm saying it, but it's actually hard. So I don't expect you to do that. I don't expect you to do a vlog. Me that I create food content. How many market vlogs that we people see on my page? I've never done that. Oh god, it's hard. So I understand. Just find what works for you. Low effort ones that will still give you the results that you want. So yeah, that's it basically. I don't think it's a good idea to have somebody be the face of your brand. You don't even need a face in your brand. Your main priorities should be to get orders. Another thing is when you start putting out this content and the orders start coming, would you be able to manage it with your 9 to 5? You have to find a way to make that work and still be able to put out content so that people will still come to your page and know that, oh, this business is alive. So that's basically it. Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much for putting justice to those questions. Thank you very much. All right. So B, over to you. You can unmute your mic and ask your question now. B, can you hear me? If you can hear me, kindly unmute your mic and ask your question. And so if you, yeah, we still have time for two more questions. If you cannot come up to ask, you could just drop it in the chat box so we could read your question. Be over to you.
All right, thank you, sir. Good evening, ma. Good evening, sir. I joined the event late because I went to workers' meeting. So I want to ask a question, and I'm a student, final year precisely. So recently, I've always do snacks, but nowadays I want to major in food. So I was thinking of doing a prepping a meal and also prepping vegetables for people to sell, like carrots, corn, and those stuff. But the issue here is that I'm a shy person. I basically don't like speaking with people. And with my own research, I could understand that I could do this thing with my lecturers. So, how do I go about it? How do I pitch to them concerning this kind of business? That's my question.
Sorry, please, can you come again with that question? I was still listening to hear the question. How do you pitch to to your lecturers, or how do you get people to patronize your pre-prepped vegetables?
Yes, sir. That's what I said, sir.
Which of them? Which of them is the question? There are two questions there.
Both the lecturers and customers too.
Okay. Sorry, I may just ask you some questions just to get context. So it's just, is it your basic carrots? Are you dicing it? Can you run me through what the operation looks like? What you do presently? Just tell me a bit of what you do.
Okay. Presently, I do snacks, something like maybe banana bread, chin
Okay.
chin, drinks.
Okay.
Bound to start major food, which is meal. So I was
Okay.
thinking of prepping meals.
So what do you mean by prepping meals? I'm a bit confused about that.
Like maybe making a stew and sell.
Okay. 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 So is it in bowls? Is it in portions? Okay,
Is in
maybe I get the overall idea, but is there a reason why you want to switch from snacks to meals? Is there a particular reason? Is there a demand for it that you're trying to fill?
Yes, there is. Because someone reached out to me recently concerning a woman that is kind of weak to do something like that. And I see it as an opportunity to also make it a wide something.
Okay, so I'll start off with saying that you don't need to kill one for the other. So if people have known you to be selling snacks on campus or wherever, I don't think you should say, okay, you're no more doing that because you want to focus on now cooking um, proper meals. Um, I think I don't know how your relationship is with your lecturers, but off the top of my head, my own lecturers were never friendly. So maybe lecturers would have not been my own target audience. But for you, I think you just have to man up and say, okay, worst case scenario, it will be a no, and you just have to have that confidence. I think a lot of people are very timid at first, but it is just putting that first foot before you and say, let me even just try. And the worst thing that can happen is that I will fail. And I think people should get comfortable with making mistakes because it's only when you make mistakes that you can learn actually. So my advice to you is for you to just try, just ask. Worst case scenario is that you get a no, and then you move on to the next person, and it might be a yes, and it might be that it's not even that person. It might be that it's the person's relative that wants it. You get so, but you need to put yourself out there. You need to make people aware of what you are selling. You need people to know what you are the service that you're rendering. You just need to put yourself out there, and that's the only way. Thank you. I don't know if I've been able to
Uh,
answer your question, but
okay.
Yes, sir.
Uh, okay, that's good. So, thank you very much, Samuel. So, I just want to reiterate on what you said, on what Mr. Samuel said. Like, when you talk about shyness, it had to be bold. I know, like, it's not easy. I've been in the face before, but it's a gradual process. Like, starting, for example, maybe your classmates, you could just speak to them. Okay, I have like a bowl of fisherman soup or soup today. Even and already you've been preparing snacks, banana breads and stuff like that. So it's a gradual process, pitching from your students, from your colleagues today, moving into your like lecturers tomorrow. It's a gradual process that will keep the shyness. So thank you very much. So a question to Miss Chisholm. Uh, Charlie Emperor said, when you spoke of location, do you mean specific location? So, for example, my page has location as Lagos. Do we really have to optimize your location down to the specific city you are? Also, how do we manage? Um, how well do image creatives convert? Okay, all right.
Um, Hi. So when I spoke of locations, I actually was talking about specific locations, but it's not compulsory. You don't have to do that. I was just using myself as a case study because I have this thing I do when I'm craving something. Let's say I'm craving small chops. I go and let's say I'm in on the island. Let's say I'm in Lekki. I'll type small chops vendor in Lekki. If I'm very far, I'm going to search small chops vendor in Aja. Do you get? If I need a cake, I'm going to find somebody that is close to me because if let's say I'm in Igondo and then somebody writes cakes in Lagos and I don't know that they are in Aja. Imagine trying to deliver a cake from Aja down to Igondo. There might be problems with, but if the person is close to me, I can even go and pick up if that's an option. So when I was just using myself as an example. If let's say I'm craving unkobi or something, because of the kind of person I am, I don't order food or something until I'm literally fainting. So when people are like that and they want to order like that, they try to look for people that are closest to them. And I feel like is even more beneficial to you as a vendor if you start servicing people around you first. Because first of all, you're delivering your delivery is going to be very fast. The delivery prices are going to be very affordable. It will be easy for you to get reviews. Oh, I got my order in 20 minutes. I got my order in this. Oh, this food was so fresh. It was still hot when I even got it. It's easier for you to rack up reviews like that. If you blow in your area, let's use okay, what's it called? This food brand that went viral the other time that Victoria did an advert for them, yellow plates. When they went viral, people were literally, I don't even know where I think they're on the island. People were ordering puff puff from them. It's not like, oh, there's nobody selling puff puff around you. But if you start servicing people around you and then word of mouth, your videos are going viral, people are seeing reviews, no matter where you are, your customers are going to find you. If you like, be in Aja, somebody in Alaba International will still buy from you because they don't want to miss out on what you're selling. So I just feel like it's easier for you to build trust when you start in your location, when you narrow it down. But at the same time, you don't have to do that. It's not compulsory. I'm just saying that if I was a food vendor, I feel like that's something that will make sense. I also looked at it from a customer point of view. I prefer to order from people that are around me. Nobody is hungry now, wants to order food, and they're getting it in 5 hours because of the distance. So that's going to cause problems for you, bad reviews and all of that, which we do not want. So yeah, that's why I said that.
All right. Thank you very much. I think one more last question and we call it a day. But I think Mr. Sama have talked about it, but I would just like him to reiterate on it some more. So this person has a question that can I run an online food business as an anonymous person? Like people online might not know where I am, and physical clients might not get to see me, only their product, only their foods. So I know you've talked about it like during your presentation, but I just want you to to reiterate like more on it. Over to you, Mr. Samuel.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's very, very possible that people, I think Chisholm also made mention of it, that it's very possible for you to have a faceless kitchen. People do not necessarily need to see you. And remote kitchens there are a lot of remote kitchens on Instagram. There are a lot of virtual kitchens on Instagram, TikTok, and even Facebook. But I don't think there's a problem with that. You just need to start something. And if you feel like you don't have the necessary skills to get it done, you can ask AI. It will guide you through. You can ask people. You can ask people that have done it before. Basically, information is actually very free. I think people just like to bottle themselves up to think that if I ask, I won't get, or I don't know where to ask. You can ask, yeah, you can ask Google to even direct you to where to ask, and it will direct you. But I think it's a very, very possible. It's something that people are doing as of today. Sometimes last year, I think I got a couple of cakes for my wife's birthday. So that was the first time I saw them, and I was very pleased with their service. I ordered a second time. 2 years in a row, I've ordered from those guys. I even had to go to their location because they offer pickup. But it's a house, somewhere in Surrey, very deep inside Surrey. I've never been to that part of Surrey before. And when I got there, it was just a very old style house, but the inside was clean. And they were making their money. That day alone, I saw like up to like how many others live in front of me, up to 20 others left in front of me that day. So it's very, very possible to do. I think you should start. Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. Um, and so we've come to the end of today's webinar. Firstly, we'd like to appreciate our speakers, starting from Mr. Samuel. Thank you for everything that you've said tonight. And I know like every food vendors on this call have I've picked one or two things that starting from this week, starting from tomorrow, they start implementing it in their food business. And I would like to also appreciate our second speaker, which is Ms. Chisholm. Thank you for all those wonderful things on how we could create content that attracts sales. You've talked about a lot of content that we could create. So I know like a lot of food vendors also have learned one or two things from them that they'll start implementing starting from tomorrow on. So I would also like to thank Mr. Gift, um, which is co-founder at Feest, uh, for putting all this together, so as to bring food vendors on the on a place like this for us to have conversations on everything brought in our minds, and stuff like that. So I would also like to sincerely appreciate every audience that we have here, every food vendors that is here. So out of your busy schedules, you make it up here, to join us this evening to have this wonderful conversation. Thank you very much. And so this is not a one-time thing, so it's a very consistent thing. By next month, we'll be having, you know, uh, a kind of conversation like this on food business, on food operations, and on sales, marketing, and this and things like this. And so before I drop the curtains, I also like to talk about like what we are building at Feast for food vendors. Streamlining your operations, tracking your sales, track your inventories, track your orders as they come in, even get funds, get credit funds, get solars. So we have amazing opportunities. So in the chat box, we've dropped the link to our WhatsApp channel. Kindly join our WhatsApp channel for more information. How you could go about this, how the grants you can, get the grant that we have for you. Um, so um, so
All right. Uh, let me just chip in. So once again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining the call. Big thanks to our speakers. We really appreciate the opportunity of having you here. Just like Dami has said, we're going to be having more conversations like this happening. I think one of which we have, happening next as food businesses. I don't know if you know, some of you right now might not necessarily need to pay VAT, right? But you might need to file. These are conversations we are going to be having with you over time. The next webinar, we're going to be having some tax consultants coming on board to share with us some of the things we need to understand from this recent tax bill that has been passed and how it affects food businesses. It's part of our commitment anyway on helping food businesses grow. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dami, for hosting. It's been a pleasure joining the call with everyone.
all right, thank you very much, everyone. And the recording will be available, so we share it to everyone via our emails to be able to, go back and listen, and implement, everything that's been said today. So, thank you, everyone. Do have a very wonderful night's rest. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.